Gather round, it's Mega Podcast 2000.
Hey there, hi there, welcome to the show's Mega Podcast 2K, the hottest pod in Atlanta, motherfucking Georgia. My name's Seth, I'm sitting here with Dana. We're chilling. How you doing, Dana?
Feeling Gucci.
Feeling good, feeling great?
Yep.
Wait, so what's up? You don't like the Hawks? They let you down?
Well, no, they're just outmatched. It's like watching something that you know it's already, you know the results. It's gonna and put them out there. Misery is what they call in professional sports a gentleman's sweep.
Gentleman's sweep.
So,
I went to the game. What is it? 4? Yeah.
Yeah.
And I went with Ben, friend of the pod. He has an episode with us. He's a Celtics guy. I really just went to watch Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown like ball out. But I picked up on a few things. That guy, I don't know his first name, but White, that guy can ball.
Yeah, he came from San Antonio.
Yeah, that was a great pickup by them. Marcus Smart, it's kind of like,
He's a lifelong Celtic. They always keep one cog person.
Yeah.
He's one of those people, like Paul Pierce was before him.
But it was fun. I did notice that Atlanta fans just don't get into it as much as they should.
Because they know what's going to happen.
Well, it's like a self-fulfilling prophecy.
It's like, it's nice to be here. It was nice seeing you guys here. We're about to make our way out, you know?
Right. I mean, I get that, but like, even watching the Lakers and a few other teams, and then just like the Jazz, the Nuggets, when the Nuggets weren't even good, their crowd is always just giving it everything, you know?
Yeah.
And a few times it got real loud. It was like, defense, boom, boom, defense. And it got like real loud. But honestly, that was only like 4 plays. And then there's like 3 minutes left. And Celtics, I forgot what happened. There was like a 3-pointer and then some kind of like no call type thing. And then like people just started leaving in droves. And it was like, you just like deflated. Like if I'm on the court and I just see everybody just dipping, I'm gonna be like, why the fuck do I care? Like, why do I care? You know? Like y'all say this is not about money. It needs to not be about money. Yet you just fucking leave me when it's like, you know, we're still in it, you know? And it was just like, damn, Atlanta, come on.
Well, I think I say real sports people knew that this series was over. I mean, if you went to the game, it was more like a celebratory.
It has nothing to do. Being a fan has nothing to do with and I'm objective. You know, I'm coming in. I know the Celtics are going to win it. I'm objective, but when you're a fan during the playoffs, you give it everything.
What do you mean, the fans or the team? But if I'm just trying to confuse what you're talking about because I mean, they gave up on the Hawks a long time ago. It's like Atlanta people love Atlanta United and Falcons more than Hawks it up.
Even when the Falcons game, they don't go hard though, you know?
No, this is true, but I'm just saying, actually, let me recant that statement.
It's
just more Bulldogs over everything.
Braves.
And then it's every other sport below that in Atlanta. So it's Bulldogs, Braves. The Hawks are just not, I mean, it's like, I don't know what to say. Like, I'm a Bulls fan, and so we had our run. The Hawks had their run when Dominique Wilkins was on the team. It was so long ago.
Was that the 80s or like?
I just don't know what to say about them. I mean, I feel bad for Hawk fans. That's all. It's like
I don't feel bad for them.
It's just like,
I feel the ones who are like true. There was a few like people in the section that were like diehards, but that was only like 5 out of. You know.
I feel like most people that went to the game like you, they just wanted to go see Tatum and some key
about
players.
A quarter of the fans were Celtics fans. Yeah. And the tickets weren't even that bad. You know?
Because they know they were going to lose.
Yeah.
All the ticket holders were like, yeah, we ain't going to this. I mean, it's like that's bad when you're season ticket holders. But those are your real diehard fans because they buy the tickets. And they're like, yeah, we've seen this story before.
And then the other thing is the fucking basketball game beer prices are fucking crazy compared to the Mercedes-Benz prices. Beer's like maybe $6 at Mercedes-Benz. It's $14 at.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
It just makes you not even want to drink.
Yeah,
at all.
I mean, yeah, 2 beers is like, with tip, it's like $30, and it's like, Jesus Christ, like I just got swindled.
Yeah, I'm good on that. I'll just go get some pizza, some food,
Yeah. So the food, I know, I
and a
don't really,
liter of cola.
cola. I don't fuck with stadium food though. I just can't. And then you have to eat it. I hate you have to eat it. It's just nah.
I don't know.
I can never do it.
I do it. It feels like you're a part of the whole feeling of the game, like going to the ballpark, getting peanuts, or eating a hot dog or a beer. It's just like it makes the whole.
I can do peanuts.
It's the whole feeling of the going to the game.
I don't know. It's just too claustrophobic. I don't like to eat when
Like
I'm
when I go to Truist Stadium to watch the Braves, I'm always eating something. Like I usually go get a slice. You know what I'm saying?
But to be honest, when you've gone to the Braves games, though, it's more spacious, right?
I love the game. I love Truist Stadium. That's fire.
It's a better, bigger stadium.
It is.
I think State Farm kind of sucks.
It's like I haven't accepted a vote, but I haven't been there for a game yet.
Yeah.
So I can't give a swipe on it.
Yeah. Oh, State Farm?
I can't give it a swipe.
It's probably like a 2.
Truist Stadium, that thing like 3 power swipes, bro. That thing is fire. It's like
Mercedes is probably, I think that's 2, 3, 4.
Yeah, it's up there. It's like you can, and then if you don't want to go into Truist, you're like, let me just go to the Battery. It's like they built on, like things to do if you don't want to go in. That's how baller Truist is. It's like you don't want to go in? All right, just go over here and just go watch. You know what I mean? It's just, and same thing they're doing with the Mercedes. I think they're adding on that little field out there so you can do whatever.
Which they needed to do because when you leave these games, there's nothing to do. They added this little brewery I saw, but other than that.
Yeah, you just leave.
Yeah. It's just like.
Yeah.
But I did take MARTA. That was tight. I mean, that was my first time taking MARTA to the game. I still haven't
taken it.
I mean, I take it to and from the airport, which is cool. But other than that, I never use it. But when you go to the game, it's kind of tight because there's one not that far. It's far enough, but not that far. And you just directly there. And like everybody's wearing the gear, so you know the style. But anyway, that was fun.
Nice.
What about you? Did you get into anything? I know you've been writing papers and whatnot.
Yeah, just school and work, staying busy, working out. Nothing real crazy, nothing exciting popping off, Yeah.
I wanted to bring this up. I forgot to, and I was talking to my homie Jordan, my boy Jordan. And the other day I was at Piedmont Park and I saw a girl walking with a yoga mat, and she had a pistol on her.
Hey, let's go.
So she.
Hey, she knows where we at. She knows where we at.
You know, Jordan said she was trying to find peace with her piece, and then I told my brother, and he said, "Namaste strap." So. I had to bring that up. It was the most Atlanta shit I've ever seen.
It's like
you're trying to go like do yoga.
You think like that would be in any other state? That'd be like, what? That's crazy. But here, you're like,
I mean, I get it.
Yeah, it is what it is.
Yeah, and it's kind of like a movie I'm going to review later. Beau is Afraid, but it's insane. Like to me, just don't even go do yoga because she was like going do yoga. She had like the yoga pants on.
In my athletic wear.
Yeah, like she was, maybe it was a picnic, but even then, it's just wild that that is the state of Atlanta. Yeah. The state of Atlanta. All right, let's get into this bitch because I got a plumber coming. I ain't talking to Mario either.
Yeah, clogging up his bathroom, y'all. I don't know what's going on
here. First up, we got the Snowman.
Yo, this one I was supposed to review last week, but we were in a time crunch as like we are today. This one came out in 2017. It's a mystery crime. It's about 1 hour and 59 minutes. It is starring Val Kilmer. And let me just get this out real quick. There's a few movies where I've seen a couple of old actors, and I'm to the point where I'm tired of seeing them.
Yeah,
and he's one of them. Because he looks really old and sickly in this.
Well, Val Kilmer, you've seen Top Gun, right?
Yes, that's why I'm on this right now because it's just to the point where he's on these films and it's like they're just doing it. I feel like as favors for him because he shouldn't be in any of the last 3 I've seen him in.
Yeah,
straight up.
I mean,
without a doubt,
I'm with you.
And he's in this one, and he's only in it for maybe about 10 minutes. That's how bad it is.
Yeah.
but the actual movie is really good. If I had to call this, it's a mix between Bone Collector and Luther. So
Okay.
yeah, so it's like a detective. I want to say, I can't say this guy's name is. He played Magneto in X-Men. He was in the Assassin movie. He played the lead assassin in Assassin's Creed.
Oh yeah, I know.
Yeah,
I mean,
I know you know who I'm talking about. It has our
I just feel like he hasn't been doing shit.
Not a lot, but in this, he plays a really, really good role. He's like a detective. His name is Harry Hole in the movie.
Harry Hole?
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? That's just what it is. So the death of a young woman during a snowfall and winter.
Michael Fassbender. Harry Hole, man.
Yeah, it's a weird.
I got a Harry Hole, you know what I'm saying?
The first snowfall of winter feels like anything but a routine homicide. His investigation leads him to a snowman killer, which is kind of cool. So this guy like leaves snowmans, and every time and he's always taking females at this crime. Yeah. And so this guy's like trying to figure this out. And it's like, it takes a while to build up to figure out like what is actually going on, which is why I like it. Like I said, it's categorized as a mystery crime, but it's almost like a psycho killer too. And it also has our girl Chloe in there. I always can't forget her name too. I always say the names and I'll let you finish them off. J.K. Simons, he's the State Farm commercial guy, or insurance.
J.K. Simmons. Chloe Savini.
She's in it too.
Toby Jones, no, that's another weirdo.
Yeah. I mean, it's an eclectic group, but it's like super dark, just like Luther. Snow. I don't know if you didn't watch Luther, The Fallen Sun with Idris Elba, but it's like winter there too at the same time. And this one is in 2017. So actually this came out before that, but he's having to figure out this crazy mystery where all these female keep showing up, are missing. Yeah. And they're all divorced women or widows or something of a sort.
Oh, they didn't respect the sanctity of marriage.
Yeah. And so
bitches.
It throws you off in the very beginning because it makes you feel like Michael is this story in the very beginning where this lady is kind of crazy looking and she does something very weird, like suicidal, and traps you in right there to make you feel like, why did she do that? And she's like doing this suicidal thing while staring at her son. And you're like, this is creepy. So that's the beginning, which it makes you think they make you think that it's Michael, like it's his past, but it's really not. It's someone else's past, which I can't get in, and I want to be big spoiler, but
big spoiler.
It's a long one, so 2 hours essentially.
Okay,
it's on Netflix. I mean, the ratings is in 50%, so like right in the middle. IMDb gives it 5.1 out of 10, so it's like in the middle. Rotten Tomatoes 6%. I think just because it's kind of long, and it's no Denzel Washington in Bone Collector or Idris Elba, so it's kind of like, you know.
I mean, there's Prisoners. That's a good one.
Yeah.
Or with the Pale Blue Eye, that Christian Bale movie.
Right.
You know.
So, like you said, this guy Michael Fassbender hasn't really done much. Like I remember his Assassin's Creed role was horrible.
Well, he was in Inglourious Bastards as well,
too, yeah,
which is like fucking awesome.
Yeah, but I just think his best roles were his X-Men days, where he was Magneto. For me, because that's kind of where I associated with him. He did
do his thing in that role.
Yeah,
as the kids say, he ate.
I mean, he was a good Magneto.
Yeah,
but it's, if I had to rate it, I'm gonna give it a 2 swipe. If you like, I just felt like it could have been a little bit more thriller to it, more mystery. It had some in there. But I thought the acting was good. Val Kilmer just threw me off completely. Yeah. Just seeing him in this decrepit form just doesn't do me any justice. Yeah. And I saw another movie. I'm going to give it a quick, don't hit the button. It's called Blackout. It has Nick Nolte in it, another old person that I'm like tired of seeing. Yeah. And it was so bad that I had to just skip it. Yeah. Like, stop it. Blackout. It was, don't watch it. Next. Yeah. If you see Blackout on there, don't do it. This one is, like I said, it's a 2-hour movie. It's got a little bit of mystery. I think you would like it if you decide to watch it. It's definitely sit down, it's like watch it at night. You know, it's definitely got some creepy feels to it. So I think the ratings are deceitful. I think it is a 2, but it could be a 3.
Okay.
You know, it's on the verge, just like teetering there.
Teetering on that verge,
Yeah.
baby.
And just Val Kilmer, just they stop casting him, please, y'all.
Well,
Please stop.
I got another old actor.
Stop. He can't even talk. He's so bad in this, they overdub his lines.
Well, because
Everybody else, I understand that, but still, why even do it?
Yeah. Throw him a bone. Okay, next up, we have another actor. I'm not tired of seeing him, but man, oh man, this guy has been overworking and taking every single role. I'm talking about Nick Cage and Renfield. Nicholas Hoult is in it. Speaking
Is that the vampire one?
Yes, speaking of X-Men.
He just, man, he is, bro. He doesn't care. He's just, give me a movie, I'll do it. Give me a movie, I'll do it.
Yeah.
Is he in Dead or something?
He was. He was.
Is he just working his way out?
I don't think he is anymore.
Okay.
But he was. Aquafina's in it. She is ass. She was so bad.
Man, she's like, ever since they like kind of ousted her, you told me about, like, she hasn't kind of made her way back.
Okay, so here's the thing.
They called her out.
Yeah, because she was doing black voice face. I don't know what they would call it. But
And now she went, and then she went to the Asian route, right? Now she's back in her. Well, she is Asian. I'm just saying, like, she went to go.
Now she's just trying to talk normal.
Oh, okay,
you know?
gotcha.
And it's just when she's doing her like, I'm Aquafina, you know. I don't know what the fuck. Man,
like her show Aquafina, like her, you know, like, she's like more urban and
exactly,
you know, yeah.
And when she's doing that, it works because it's like a caricature in a way. It worked for her. Now she's had to completely pivot to just being like a normal person, and she can't act at all. And in
what
the
did you
trailer,
think about in that Disney movie? You didn't think she like with the ring? You just like
she wasn't that good. I thought she was okay. There's just certain times where you could just tell that they don't got the sauce. It's not natural.
You think she's more of like a series, like episode, like Aquafina, like she was doing, not so like
comedy.
Yeah.
But the thing is her whole shtick got called out.
Yeah.
You know, imagine like you're a famous comedian known for like this thing you do, and then and you don't have much outside of that, and then that thing you do is problematic.
Yeah.
So now you're just ass out, you know. You're like, fuck. I actually got to try to act.
She
And
was in
can't.
Jumanji too. That was real bad.
Yeah.
That was real bad.
And so the trailers barely showed her. I didn't even know she was in it.
Yeah, I didn't know she was in it either.
I think they're trying to hide it. And the thing is, she has a huge arc in it, like story part. Like she's like half the film is about her. And boy, oh boy, she sucks. And it sucks because Nick Cage does his thing.
Nick Cage always does his thing though.
Nicholas Hoult, he was in The Menu, Beast.
I remember him. Yeah, he's in the movie I'm about to come up on. Talk
really?
to. He's in another. Yeah,
oh man, he was in another show too. I can't remember it, but it was like kind of the original Euphoria.
He was too emo in X-Men though, as Beast.
Yeah,
I was like, Beast. I don't remember Beast being this emo.
Yeah, he wasn't. Just they didn't do that character exactly right. But the kid or man, he was also in Fury Road.
Oh yeah.
What does he say? Today is a lovely day, or some shit like that. I fucking love that shit. But anyway, the movie was pretty good. It had potential. I mean, it was good-ish, but it had potential. But man, the third act, it's like you could tell they had to cut a lot and like figure some shit out. It was so clunky and just not handled properly. But the comedy and the gore were really good. And like the comedy was really funny, but Nicholas Holt's character, Renfield, he had to do voiceover for a lot, which is always a bad thing when you have like somebody doing heavy voiceover. And some of the stuff, it just like didn't make any sense. And they kind of like, when you have to like make fun of the fact that like certain things don't make sense, that's not good. Because you're basically trying to, like, when you have to do a voiceover that's like kind of talking to the audience about how, why does eating bugs give me power? Just because it does, you know, like when you have to say these weird like plot hole things, like it's bad writing. It's just bad. But Nick Cage, they let him do his thing. Ben Schwartz is in it. That's your boy John Ralphio. He was
I
okay.
love John Ralphio, man.
He was okay.
Such an eccentric personality,
yeah,
you know. And every role he does, he's always SpaceX part wherever we watch the series on HBO. The Parks and Recs. He's just always outlandish. I love it.
And then the last thing is it was shot in New Orleans, and it was like it was insulting how stupid their interpretation of New Orleans was. The only thing they got right is his lair. Dracula, Nick Cage is Dracula. If y'all didn't know this,
Yeah,
I'm
obviously.
sorry.
Yeah, you know. You ain't spoiling shit.
And Renfield is his familiar. So he has a little bit of Dracula's powers, and he goes get people for Dracula. But he's in Charity Hospital, which is like this giant condemned hospital. And to me, it always reminded me of like Gotham City. When you look at it, it's just like creepy looking. And then there would always be a light on like just one light on the 7th floor in a window. And everybody would always speculate what the fuck that was. But that's like his lair. That was cool. But there are certain scenes that are like, all right, we're doing this deal. Let's meet at Cafe Du Monde. And it's like, come on. Like, in the heart of the French Quarter, you're going to meet at the biggest tourist trap on the planet. Like, roll my eyes. And then they're not even at Cafe Du Monde. They're at the lookout point that looks at Jackson Square, which is like the famous church that you see in all the pictures. And it's like they set up, like, that's where Cafe Du Monde is. I'm like, oh my God, I hate this.
Dang.
Like,
You're calling them all types it out.
The
On
New
that
Orleans
movie.
stuff was bad. It was bad. I mean, just do a little more research, you know? Like, I get we're a tourist trap, but you could do better than that. Anyway, I'm gonna give it a power 1. The audience was there doing their thing. But
Was it sold? Was it a lot of people there to watch that?
yeah. And it got big laughs, but the end was just like so stupid. It was like, fuck it. But anyway, we got to keep this show on the road.
Like a Hulu movie, though. They're just, you know what I mean? Something that you could just like, you know what I mean? It didn't look like it needed to be a premiere type shit.
But we do need it, I think, just for theaters, I think. But anyway, I'll get into it too. Talk a little bit about it with another movie I'm reviewing later on these movies going to theater. But anyway, next up we got Those Who Want Me Dead.
Yo, shout out to Angelina Jolie. This came out in 2021. So 2 years ago. She's, you know, I don't know if you remember the previews for this, like at all.
No.
Okay. All right. Well, we got Nicholas Hoult, who we just mentioned.
Woo!
We got Aidan Gillen from Lord Baelish. We have Jake Weber, which I think he was from Dawn of the Dead. He looks super old right now. Let me see. I think that's him. He played in one of the Dawn of the Deads. He looks like a singer.
Dude.
Yes, I got it right.
He's the husband.
I know. I just wanted to make sure I got it right. I was just like guessing, and I was like, God, I got it right. Feels good.
Tyler Perry.
Yeah, he's in it. Yeah, it's a thick class.
Jake Weber did not.
Yeah,
age well.
No, he did, and that's why when I saw him and I was even watching, I was like, yeah, that looks like the guy from the Dawn of the Dead. I, of course, didn't look him up immediately, but so this one's like an action thriller, hour and 40 minutes. It's on good old HBO Max. It has a 6 out of 10 on IMDb, 62% on Rotten Tomato, and a 4.1 out of 5 on Vudu. This one is like sneaky good. It's one of those ones where you're like, you put it on, and you're not expecting much, but then you get a whole lot out of it. I feel like the story was rushed a little bit because they had to put a lot into it just so they can get to the, you know, when you feel like a movie puts in, they speed up the plot. They give you like a montage of history real quick, and then they push you into the action real quick just because they have to give you a little bit of background with this. And I feel like that's what it was. They gave you like, so Angela Jolie is like a parachute firefighter who puts out like fires, you know. I think they're in like where did Lewis and Clark, is it Montana is where they went? I don't know. So whatever,
probably they passed through it.
Yeah, there was like the guy is running from something and he's taking his son to this camp where Ethan Sawyer, who's played by John Bernthal,
yeah.
Which is, you know, Walking Dead. I mean, he's Punisher
Sicario
on Netflix, which is amazing. If you have not seen that, he plays the Punisher. It's like 4 swipes on that. So this cast right here is like lit.
John Bernthal. He's
You know
always
what I
an
mean?
aggressive guy.
Yeah, yeah. I think my favorite scenes on Walking Dead is when they have all the zombies in the barn, and he's walking around. He's like, because they just been running around and just killing zombies, and so they haven't killed zombies in forever. So they know that this guy's got all these zombies in there, and he's just like, what are we doing? And they're pacing because they haven't killed, and that animal instinct. So they're like, let them out. And they just start slaughtering all the zombies that come out the
family.
Bit. And then you see Homegirl, who they've been looking for the whole time, walk out. If y'all haven't seen it, it ain't no spoiler.
I absolutely hate that season.
Oh, that season is bad. Yeah, because it's a waste. It's a waste. Yeah, they're just walking. It's a waste.
They're just in that fucking farm.
So Those That Want Me Dead is a very...
John Bernthal.
It's just filled with a lot of good actors and actresses. So still reeling from the loss of their 3 lives. So something happens to Angelina Jolie, and she gets put up in a watch booth. So she's not jumping out of planes anymore. So she's like kind of on, I guess, suspension, you can say, or whatever.
Yeah.
So
she's
this
in
guy,
timeout.
so this guy is, like I said, running from something, which is played by, like I said, Jake Weber. His name's Owen in the movie, and he's running him and his son. So he's trying to get to this place to meet up with John to give him something so he can protect him. And John is like a forest cop or something like that. You know what I mean? And Angelina Jolie and them, I guess, kind of like work together because they're in the same area of woods. He's like a wood patrol, and she's like a, whatever. So these guys are after Jake Weber, and Nicholas Hoult and Lord Baelish are the 2 guys after him.
Lord Baelish.
And it's pretty crazy because they're literally trying to kill this kid who's with Jake Weber because something happens to him. Okay. And I'm not trying to give it away, but the kid runs into Angela Jolie, essentially, and there's a big forest fire that goes on. So she's just pretty much trying to help this kid out. Yeah. Essentially.
You got man versus man, man versus nature.
Right. And I was trying to compare it to a movie, but it even has like some sort of like body shaming.
Maybe
the
Cliffhanger?
Yeah, some sort of, oh my gosh, that's a perfect comparison. So the kid's like, you're skinny, like, she's like, I'm lean. Because you look at Angela Jolie, and we were looking at her, was like, man, she's kind of like lost. I mean, because she was already kind of.
She's always been.
Right. Yeah. But when you see her in this, she's like even extra, a little bit more kind of smaller.
She's supposed to be like a firefighter.
Yeah. So so they kind of even make a joke in the movie about it. The kid's like, you're kind of like skinny. And she's like, I'm lean. Like making, nah, I'm good. You know what I'm saying? So I thought that was kind of funny because she like kind of points that out there in the movie.
That's what I was saying. The last, it's like the writers know. Like, we got to say something.
So, but it's like, it's good action. Honestly, I think this is going to be, I give it a 3 swipe. It's 1 hour and 40 minutes. Go watch it. I feel like this is a good movie for Angelina Jolie. It's like, you haven't seen her in a while. It's good acting. Like you said, it's kind of like Cliffhanger. You get that little excitement. Yeah. The rush from like these guys trying to kill this kid, and so it's kind of crazy. You don't think it's going to go the way you think it's going to go. Yeah. So I just think it's a must watch. It's a good pop up for Angelina. You know what I mean? Like,
it's always funny to me in these movies, like the baddies, they never value their own life.
Right.
Usually, I haven't seen
Well,
this,
something had happened to her, makes her want to like just help this kid out because. Yeah.
No, but I'm saying like the bad guys are like, there's a whole fire happening, and they're like, "Fuck it, I don't care about the fire." Like they're just like usually move through it relatively easily, trying to get to whatever they got to get to, And then the protagonists are usually like afraid of both.
And the guy that's married, his name's Ethan Sawyer, who plays John, the guy in Walking Dead. Yeah. He's married to Allison Sawyer, which, if y'all don't know, she was from Happy on Netflix series, the black lady. I don't know if you ever watch Happy.
Yeah, I liked it.
So the lady that is in Happy, she's also in those Want Me Dead. She plays the wife of Ethan Sawyer, and they're both like survivalists, essentially.
That's cool.
So that's why this guy's trying to get to him, because he's like, I need help. And she plays a hell of a role. And then we also have Tori Kittles, who was also in the series called Colony. And that, like I was telling you guys, was a very, very, that one's like probably up there too as a Force Wipe series. Colony, check it out. It has Tori Kittle. He plays this like underground like FBI agent. And that's the one where the aliens come in. They're trying to like get the humans to help them protect them from other aliens. That's also a good series you guys need to watch out. Yo, but the death scenes in this are crazy. Like people die in this and get killed in the craziest ways. And you're like, whoa, that was insane. Like I said, this is in between a 3 and a power 2. It's a good watch. It has just like a slew of actors. Tyler Perry, like I said, Jake Weber, and all these people that you wouldn't think be in this one film, and they're all in this film. It reminds me of like when acting was acting back in 2001, where there was less explosion and you had to like have good actors.
Yeah.
And this is what this is. It's like nothing but a bunch of good actors, especially like Nicholas Hoult has been popping up in everything since like 2018. I feel like Menu and all these things, like you said, is just like he's been, and he's in this. So it's kind of like he plays like an agent, military guy. So it's a good watch.
He was in a show called Skins. That's how he got his start, which is on Netflix. It's a fun TV show from like the late 2000s.
Yeah. He was also in Mad Max. I forgot about that too. Yep.
All right. Well, we got to keep this bitch going. Check it out, Beau. Those who want me dead. Next up, we have Beau is Afraid. Have you seen the trailer to this?
Yeah, a little bit.
It's fucking insane. This movie's crazy.
It's 3 hours.
It's A24. Yeah. No, but
insane.
this is the guy, Ari Aster. He made Midsummer. He made Hereditary.
Seen. We've all reviewed.
This movie is wild. It is chaotic. The first act of the movie, I guess into the second act too, because there's like, so uncomfortable. I was so uncomfortable in the theater. I wanted it to end. I was like, this is brutal. Basically, he's some kind of like anxious, medicated person. He's probably schizophrenic. You're just like, I guess, seeing life through his eyes. But you also don't really see much of reality. So maybe just in this reality, shit's crazy. And in this reality, where he lives, there is just people stabbing each other on the street, running around naked. Just people doing heroin or dying with heroin needles. Like, it's almost like hundreds of, it's like over the top. It's like surreal. He's scared to leave his apartment. He has a neighbor who hates him in the beginning for playing his music too loud. He's not even playing music. I mean, just off the jump, you're like, oh, this movie is like nothing is as it seems. Or not that nothing is as it seems, but this is just not grounded in real life in any way. And Joaquin Phoenix does this thing. Our boy Jaquan, legendary actor.
Yeah.
He does his thing. I think he did a great job with what he was given. But boy, oh boy, this movie is fucking madness. Have you ever seen the movie Mother?
Yeah.
You know how it kind of devolves?
Yeah.
Imagine how it like turns into the madness, but just that's the whole movie. It's just like insanity.
Okay.
Yeah. Like you get news about his mom at one point and it's over the top. There is comedy scenes in it, and the punchline is Hereditary level imagery. So it's like something will happen, and then you just see like this grotesque thing that is like scary looking. So it's like funny, but also horrifying. So the crowd, I'm like, it's another packed movie. A24. If you ever want to find it, if you're into A24 movies and you want to find a mate, go to the opening night of A24 because all the cuties and guys with wireframe glasses and beards will be there.
Did you watch this on Max or did you go to the theaters?
No, I went to the theaters.
It's on Max.
It's not on Max yet.
It says it. Oh.
I guarantee it's not. It probably will be. But no, it's still in theaters.
Okay. Cool.
I have a feeling it won't be in there very long. But the crowd like didn't know what to do. Like you would hear like speckles of laughs and things, and then gasps. Man, I mean, there's elements from so many different odd movies, but Ari Aster, when it comes to Midsummer, he has comedy in it. If you ask me, I mean, in a dark way, you have the boyfriend in a bear suit, things happen to him, and that are horrifying, but you still think it's somewhat funny in a way. And then Hereditary, I mean, there's one part where somebody is engulfed in flames, and I remember seeing that in theaters and people laughing, because it just like no one just gets engulfed in flames over like something as small as what happened. So like he's always kind of played, I feel like, with comedy,
Right.
But this is like his stab at a comedy, and it just I fucking, it was too much for me, honestly.
Damn, 3 hours though.
I'm gonna give it a power 2. With that being said, I think Hereditary is probably power 3 to 4, and then Midsummer I would probably give like a 3 for sure. But this is my third on the list of his 3 movies. This is the third, without a doubt.
Shout out to Parker Posey. Love that girl.
So she's in it.
Daisy Confused, Blade.
Yes,
She's an OG.
and she
OG,
looks
triple
amazing.
OG. Oh, give her the panty dropper button then. Stop playing. Yeah, give her for Angelina Jolie too. She need one for that one. She was good in Those That Want Me Dead. Give her that one. Yeah. There you go. Yeah, Parker Posey. I love her.
She does a great job. Nathan Lane's in it.
I see Bill Hader, my boy.
Yeah, he's kind of in it. But there's just so many scenes that I was just like, I fucking hate this. But I always appreciate originality. And I think it kind of, the way the third act kind of starts wrapping up, I ended up liking it, but it's like one of those movies I almost never want to watch again. It was like traumatic. I mean, it's so violent. But I recommend this to anybody who's got likes twisted,
Sounds
fucked
like
up
Rob
shit.
Zombie type of, like gory, or is just like nasty?
Yeah. Or Hereditary. Hereditary when they're doing the piano wire,
yeah, that
just
was
cutting
kinda,
your own head off.
That was weird, yeah.
The man is obsessed with decapitation. I swear to God.
Well, he goes from doing this to Beef. It's like opposite ends of the spectrum. Like
Beef, what do you
production wise, just like they're both A24.
Oh,
You know what I mean? Like
A24?
it's just like they just came out, and then like you're saying this is like crazy, like like
A24 is known for its
obscurity.
not exactly yes, yeah.
Because it is,
But they're
do
horror.
some, yeah.
But they do horror, like that's their I feel
Their
like
cup of tea.
Yeah, is horror. I mean, Men is
Yeah.
another one.
What was the Green Knight? Wasn't that?
I mean, the Green Knight almost was like this.
Yeah.
Like there's always violence and decapitation. Just odd. They do the odd stuff, art house.
I feel like
but-
Beef was normal though. For out of all the things I've seen that they've done, like that's why I watched it. I was like, this has got to be weird. And then I watched Beef,
But
and
at
it's like
certain points in Beef, though, there is like a level of violence.
the
too.
chicken sandwiches though.
Yeah,
I thought that was crazy.
it made me want one.
I know it did too. Me too.
But anyway, yeah, that was Beau is Afraid. Go check it out if you are an A24 fan. I think you'll appreciate it. But I warn you, there's going to be some fucking shit in there that you can't unsee. Especially one thing that I clearly think is a Starship Troopers reference. And I'm just going to leave it at that. But go check it out. I'm glad Jaquan is doing weird shit as usual. And he balances it out with Napoleon coming out at the end of the year. I'm really excited about that. Ridley Scott's doing it. That's a dude who did Gladiator, House of Gucci, Last Duel, whatever.
The Last Duel. Did you watch that?
Yeah, I think we
So-
reviewed it.
Yeah, I know, but I can't remember. Was it good? Did you like it?
Oh, yeah, I liked it a lot.
I think it's on Max right now.
I think it is. Also a flop. Renfield was also a floppy-oly. Beau's Afraid is technically going to be a flop. Moving on.
Give me some good joke.
Ghosted on Apple TV.
All right, this is a light, funny, nothing crazy. I just watched it because it was on Apple TV and they were promoting the crap out of it. So I was like, I might as well just watch it. It has 5.8 on IMDb, which is in the middle, not bad. 29% on Rotten, so they're a little misconstrued. 78% on Google user. It has your girl Anna in there. Our guy Chris Evans. We've got Adrian Brody. We have Ryan Riddle, who made like a little star appearance. We had everybody from Winter Solstice in there. Sebastian Stan. So it's just, it was kind of weird. I even pointed it out. I was like, yeah, this is everybody from Winter Solstice. That's weird. It's if you haven't seen Chris Evans in I'm Not Another Teen Movie, then you don't know that this guy originated
In
from
comedy.
comedy.
Mm-hmm.
So let me just put that out there. So if you're not used to seeing him in this role, you might think this is like, what is he doing this for? Or even the not Knives Out. Was that the one where he acts
was in Knives
so
Out.
that same personality?
Yeah.
This is how I know him. I didn't know him as like Captain and this like real serious gray man. Even in Gray Man, he
yeah.
was still Chris Evans from Not Another Teen Movie. So I'm starting to see that he's playing more of these comedy roles, which I think he's probably a little bit better. I think I like seeing him in this than, you know, his like Captain America type of roles. It's funny. It's hella funny.
Yeah.
Like the chemistry between him and Anna, it's actually really good.
They were
surprisingly
both in Knives Out. Now that I think about it.
So it's kind of basically Chris Evans plays this guy who never leaves this small town farm. He helps out his dad, and he runs into Anna, who's like, she says she's a art curator. Obviously, she's not. She's some type of like
spy, international assassin.
So she essentially ghosts him after, you know, meeting him. Now I could say whatever happens between them, but she ends up just bouncing, whatever.
Yeah.
So he's like, oh, well, and he like, it's funny because I feel like there's guys out there that do this, like meet a girl, probably, I don't want to say out of your league, but you might think so, right? Or you're like, damn, I can't believe I just, you know, got this chick's number or whatever.
Yeah.
And then you might feel like, let me just hit her up and let her know that I had a good time.
Yeah, nothing back.
I don't know if you've done that. I don't know if you've been the guy. Have you done
I've
that?
never been. I don't
you
think
never
I've
like
been.
hit a girl and like thought like I've met her. You've only met her a handful, maybe once, twice, and you're like,
No,
I'm gonna hit her up.
I've never
You never
been
done
ghosted.
that?
I've ghosted people,
There.
but no, I've never been ghosted. Now I've been shot down. You know,
Hold on, don't talk about. Well, yeah, I would say we're gonna talk about the story where you were at the bar and you know, got your girl stolen from you. You by your boy. You know what I'm saying? I didn't know if you sent that girl a text message
story.
maybe afterwards and been like,
no. I've like not, you know, I've been shot down, but I've never been.
yeah,
ghosted.
okay. So, well, Chris Evans is like,
Always go with the safe bet.
okay. I ain't gonna lie. I think I've maybe have hit a girl up. I can't remember. I feel like everybody's done it. I'm just gonna say I've done it. I've been that group, but I haven't done it a lot. So I haven't been ghosted a lot. So he's like, says he sent her text messages and stuff, and like you look at the phone and she hasn't sent him anything. And it's funny because he has a sister. She's like, yeah, you just got ghosted, and he's like trying to say that he hasn't got ghosted. He's like, no, I haven't got ghosted. You know, she's just busy. She's an art curator, and he's like, I always sent her like 7 text messages, and his sister's like, no, you didn't. You did 11. He was like, emojis don't count. It's just like it's like funny. Like Chris Evans, like literally take him from Naruto maybe throw him in here, and he's like got the funniest lines. And
he's like, it's just funny because he's so attractive. It's like, come on. Come on, bro.
And it's crazy because I asked my wife, I'm like, you know, always like, ask her, like, you think, you know, because Jason Momoa's like, she was like, nah, I think, she was like, no, I can see why people can say he looks good because he's your all-American, you know, cut. She doesn't think she doesn't think he's that attractive. Yeah, she's like, I don't think he's, you know, that attractive. It's just whatever. But because I think he's somewhat of a decent looking, you know.
He's really good looking.
Yeah, just
he's
like,
just
you
basic.
know. But maybe he's just basic to every white girl that maybe is out there. White girls might think he's basic.
Yeah, but maybe like, you know, black or Asian.
That's what I'm
girl
saying.
who's
Might
like,
think he
white man.
exactly. You know.
Yeah.
So.
Man, remember he was Johnny Flame or whatever in Fantastic Four. He was like, you know, he had all the bitches.
Right. But in this one, he's just a goofy guy. You know what I'm saying? Just clumsy, like, and it's funny and it works. It works. And your girl Anna's a panty dropper in this. I don't know if she's just coming up these days. Like, what's going on? Like, I don't,
she's
you know,
like she's 100%
okay,
like A-lister.
All right. So Ryan Reynolds does like a 5-minute, like kind of where I watched that movie with Sandra Bullock and Chad and everybody kept like Brad Pitt did his little guest 5.
Yeah,
it was the same thing with Ryan Reynolds came in and did like a guest 5.
Stunt
same
casting.
thing with Sebastian Stan. His role was funny, even though it was in there for like 2 minutes.
Yeah,
it's funny as hell.
Winter Soldier.
He plays like this hitman, and it's just funny the way what his role is.
Yeah,
because in this scene where they get taken by like a
don't
couple of
spoiler.
people, and it's just like Chris Evans. I think he just needs to go to comedy, and also has my guy John Chow from Harold and Kumar. He also plays an assassin, so it's just like it's just funny. We got Adrian Brody, who plays
Oh,
a
nice.
French man whose accent is horrible.
Oh, God.
But every time you hear him talk, you're just like, this is bad, Adrian. But you should just play like just a boss and not try to be a French boss.
Yeah.
But you don't really focus on that because, like I said, Chris Evans is playing this whole funny role. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's literally funny. And you still have another role from Falcon. We have Anthony Mackie who makes it.
Oh, shit.
I'm trying to tell you, it's like,
It's all the Marvel guys.
Yeah. But they're all
the Avengers.
It's comedy.
Yeah.
It's not.
I'll check it out.
Yeah, it's straight comedy. So, and I laughed all the way through this.
Okay.
That's how it was. Like I said, you will see parts where you're like, oh God, it's so cheesy.
Now,
but if you're going into it an open mind, like, yo, I'm just watching this. It's funny. It's an hour and 56 minutes. You know how I complain about long movies. And it did take me 2 sessions because I work early in the morning, but it was funny. It's literally a funny movie. So I'm going to give it a 3 swipe. Yes, your boy. Yeah, that's your boy, bro. Because it had so many like little intricate people in here that you're like, I mean, Gorman. I mean, Joe Chow. There was, let me see. There's more. There's Mustafa Shakir, who played the bad guy in Top Boy.
Oh, okay.
And he was also the bad guy in Luke Cage. It was just like so many like little actors and actresses that you've seen. It had Amy from Mandalorian, the chick that you don't really like that loves Guru so much.
Amy, she was in Strangers with Candy.
Yeah, so she's in there. She's in there too as comedy playing her like comedy role. I'm gonna say. So it's just had a bunch of legendary comedy people all in this movie with like quick funny roles. Okay. And so this Andy's just making a reprise.
All right,
I know we gotta wrap this up, but this is a classic. You guys gotta watch this.
All right. Yeah, the plumber is like ETA 15 minutes.
Shoot!
All right, let's finish this bitch up in 15 minutes. Next up, we have Evil Dead Rises. Saw this in theaters. I have the AMC Movie Pass. I'll be living in the theater right now.
You really do.
Love it. Packed audience last night. The movies are back. Of course, the plumber decides to come right on time. I knew it. Anyway,
we'll save Foxcatcher for the next one.
Okay,
that one's a good one. It's deep.
So, Evil Dead Rises from the Evil Dead franchise. This is the 5th movie, and there's also a TV series. I'm a big fan of Evil Dead. Bruce Campbell. Evil Dead 2 is one of my favorite movies. It is hilarious. If somebody tells me Evil Dead 2 is one of their favorite movies, then I'm instantly like, okay.
Is that the mommy one where she's like, y'all are going to be dead by 12, the previews?
Yeah.
Okay,
Dawn,
I just want to make sure.
Yeah. So basically, Evil Dead, it's kind of like created its own lore where there's these deadites. There's always a Necronomicon. There's always a Book of the Dead. And the 2013 Evil Dead, it's just called Evil Dead, remake was just like super violent, and it seems like they've kind of just pivoted towards like being less funny and just more violent.
It's essentially Resident Evil.
No, no.
They have their own lore. It's like the same thing. You're saying, they like Rob Zombie. They all have their.
Yeah. It definitely is its own thing.
Yeah, its own little niche.
But these deadites are like, they're kind of like zombies, but they like, can talk. They're funny. So in this movie, it's about a mom and the family. And I swear, this kid, his name's Danny. I think his name is Morgan Davies. This kid could play Bart Simpson. Mm-hmm. He looks like a real life Bart Simpson. But him and his 2 sisters and his mom live in this old condemned building that's about to get torn down. Mm-hmm. And they're going to be evicted in like a month. And then their aunt comes in, who's kind of like a fuck up. And she has something going on. She needs help. Well, of course, they get there, and then an earthquake happens, and that really kicks it off. And basically, it's in the fucking picture of it, so it's not exactly a spoiler, but the mom. Yeah, you see. I mean, that's the only one they say. That's the only one they show in the previews. You could even tell by how the mom looks. Like, this actress is like super tall and thin. So even when she's like looks normal, she like kind of looks odd, But she does an amazing job of playing this fucked up character. This movie was so much fun. The crowd loved it. There was people screaming, cracking up. There's funny jokes. It's violent. They have all the, the Evil Dead stuff that you want. If you've ever seen Evil Dead, there's little tiny references to everything. I fucking love this movie. It's one of my favorite horror movies. The thing now is horror is what it's either got to be a horror movie or some kind of mega franchise. That's the only thing that works these days. Mm-hmm. And so I loved it though. The crowd loved it. Some of the most grotesque imagery. And one involves a cheese grater, another just some scissors, just some real fucked up shit. There's other references to other classic horror movies. Mm-hmm. It basically just takes place on this one floor of the apartment. And I mean, really, that's all you need. I think the cast was great. Apparently, they're like all from New Zealand. I did not realize this, but the little girl definitely, I thought she had a British accent at one point, and I guess it's a New Zealand accent. Yeah, I don't know. I'm going to swipe this one. I'm going to give it a 3 swipe. What the fuck?
You're supposed to, he's saying what the fuck because the pummeler's about to show up.
Yeah, right?
Yeah, so he's like, it's hard to play it off when you're
there
like,
it is. 3 swipe.
The people on Spotify are like, what's he talking about?
Yeah,
then people on YouTube are like, oh yeah, there it is.
Yeah. Anyway, it's fun. I mean, if you want to see a nice horror romp, go check this out. I highly recommend this. Unlike Renfield. And I mean, the crowds are going. I mean, you're going to get the experience of, hearing other people freak out, which just makes it so much fun. The guy next to me was like, got all the, I could tell he was a big horror fan. Like,
why? Was he jumping up and shit?
No, we were just like laughing at the same little shit. Like, we're like, I see what they did there. Because there's like, if you've seen the Evil Deads, they just like throw in tiny little Easter eggs, and it's great. And it's just a real simple story. And it's about family, but at the same time, the movie does not hold back. A lot of it's not PG-13, it's R, and it's not scared to,
It's crazy because you went from like comedy to like being serious,
What do you mean? Wait,
like
what?
Evil Dead.
Oh yeah,
like,
especially
from like Evil Dead in 1987 to where home dudes in them. They're not even scary. They're like funny,
yeah.
Like,
but what's the other one though? Army of Darkness.
Army of Darkness. Yeah,
they're funny. Literally,
like
funny.
they're all funny. Yeah.
But the Deadites are all there, and that's the thing is, it's the Deadites. They're still funny. Like they crack jokes, but they're fucking disgusting. Like there's a glass eating scene. I mean, it's ugh.
Maybe they had to turn the tide and like, all right, let's just still make it funny, but make it gory as hell. So that way we're like in tune.
Yeah. No, yeah, it kind of stays a little bit with the tone of it. And then also there's going to be, I think they're trying to set this up because it's called Evil Dead Rises. They're trying to set it up for, like Foley sequels and stuff. And that did feel cheap. I'm not going to lie. That was probably my least
I don't know
favorite
if the series did that well. Because I remember
the series didn't do well. There was like 3 seasons.
Yeah, I just remember. Yeah,
it was on Stars. Anything on Stars is a little questionable anyway. But we're gonna go out on Trillville, Never Ever, because they performed at the Hawks game.
And that's the show. See you next time.